In this video, I'm going to show you a live demo of an automated sales proposal. And on top of that, I'm also going to show you step by step on how you can actually build it yourself. Without further ado, let's get into it with no fluff. So as you can see, I'm within Google Forms and I've named this form Proposal Generator. And so let's quickly create a scenario. Let's say that I'm on a live discovery call or a live sales call, and this is the form that I'm going to use to retrieve some information from my potential client. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just quickly fill in the form over here. So my name, my surname of the client, I'm going to auto populate that as well. Let's say the company name is Peter HVAC Solutions, and then I just pick the company that I'm representing. I paste one description of the actual company. So I'll just say HVAC Solutions. What's their problem? So let's say their problem is they miss out. They have a lot of missed calls. They need a system that will answer every call for them. Cool. And then I'm going to say which platforms. So I'll just say VAPI. How long will this project take? So I'll say 4 weeks. And then how much will I charge them? So I'll just say $2,400 is what I'm going to charge them. So this is information that I'm going to get from the actual discovery call. So I'm going to submit. Boom. And then it says here, your response has been recorded. And so now in real time, what should happen is that the potential prospect or client should be able to retrieve a proposal document that is actually coming from this discovery call or from the sales call that actually took place. And so no more manual entry and hours on end just building proposals that take so much time, and it's just so labor intensive. You actually just get all the information from this Google form, and then a proposal document is then created. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go into my inbox because I believe that I got it. I'm just going to refresh and just quickly see, and there we go. I successfully then received the proposal document, and let's say that I am the prospect. So you can see here it says proposal for Peter. What I'm going to do is I'm going to then open it up, and as you can see, it has been drafted successfully. So it says here, proposal for Peter. Hey there, Peter. Thanks for the call. As discussed, attached is proposal for your perusal. Looking forward to hearing from you. Best, Dream Team. Then you can see there's an attachment here. I'm going to open up the attachment, and as you can see, this has been configured for Peter specifically. So Peter HVAC Solutions for Peter Mudiba. You can see presented by Peter Mudiba from AI Gurus. Not a problem. So look here, it says you are missing a significant number of calls, which can lead to lost business opportunities and customer dissatisfaction. Without a reliable call handling system, your ability to respond promptly is hindered, negatively impacting growth and reputation. So this is the actual pain point. This is the actual problem that this company is solving. Now here's the solution. It's saying implementing an AI-powered call answering system will ensure every call is answered and managed efficiently, providing your business with round-the-clock availability. This automation will reduce missed opportunities and enhance customer experience by delivering immediate responses. Perfect. This is the tools section. So you can see here it says VAPI will be used to automate call answering, ensuring all calls are handled automatically and efficiently. So you guys can see now the point, and you can see that actually what was actually taking place within the Google Forms and what was retrieved is actually showing here within the proposal document. You can see the timeline, so stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4. You can see that the cost is $2,400, and then this is the end of the proposal document. So you can see that this is an amazing automation, just leveraging Google Slides as well as Google Forms. Now the golden question is, how did I actually do this? How was I able to actually take data coming from Google Forms, transforming it, and then passing it into Google Slides, and then getting like a presentation and actually a proposal document? Well, the platform that I use to actually do this is make.com, and this is an amazing digital automation platform that you can use for yourself. If you want to sign up for it, you can. It's absolutely for free. You can check the link down below in the description of this video. And so essentially what I did is that I created what is called a workflow or a scenario. And you can see that these are the different modules that are included within this specific scenario. So let me take you guys through it. So the first one is a Google Forms module, and this acts as a trigger module. And so what you need to do is that you first need to create the form within Google Forms. And then once you create the form within Google Forms, then you need to actually retrieve what is called the form ID. Make.com is going to need the form ID because that is actually going to locate that specific form, and it's going to locate the output once you actually submit the form within your actual business. And so that's why it's important to actually create the Google Forms within your specific account. And so this acts as a trigger module, and you can see that the action here is that it watches responses. So it will watch responses every single time within a given period of when actually you get submissions, and then take it from there. Now, once you get a specific output, then the next module is going to be a ChatGPT OpenAI module. And so you can see here that I leveraged the model GPT 4.1 Nano, but at the time of this recording, you guys know that there are latest models that have been released like GPT 5.5 and other models. So let me just show you guys over here. So you can see that these are the different models that were actually released by OpenAI. And so essentially what I did here is that I had a couple of system prompts, and I just had one user prompt in order to get the output that I actually wanted. And so let's just go through this, right? So the first prompt, system prompt that I used is here. It says that you are an expert AI automation consultant writing a proposal based on the problem stated here during the discovery call, and then I mapped out the problem, which is coming from the actual form submission. You can see it says answers what's their problem, identify the prospect's core business problem. So this is coming from the information from the first module, which is in the Google Forms. So I'm trying to identify what is the core business problem of this specific client. Then I said here, return only a valid JSON. So what I'll do is I'll explain why I put this at a later stage. In the second prompt, you can see that I said here, based on the prospect's problem, which is this, write a compelling solution statement that positions AI automations as the fix. And so this is like the solution statement that I want AI to actually generate for me. And then again, I want a return of a JSON object. And then here you can see it says here, based on the problem stated during discovery call, list 3 or 5 specific AI automation tools that will be used. And then I said here are the tools. So I'm just mapping the information again from the Google Forms that I got, which I think I said VAPI, and I'm just mapping it over here. And I want the return to be in JSON, the JSON object, giving it an example of the output. And so last but not least, in terms of the system prompts, this prompt is just basically based on the stages and the timeline of when the project is actually going to be executed and also fulfilled, right? So this is also what I want to happen in this case over here. And so if you actually want, guys, the full breakdown, and you want the system and you want this blueprint, then you can check the link down below in the description of this video. Now the question is, why did I include this sentence over here within the prompts, which is return only a valid JSON object? Now the reason I did that is because once I get an output from this specific AI model, what's going to happen is that I'm going to get text. So essentially, I want the text to actually be transformed into a JSON object so that I can have what is called key value pairs. And so essentially the reason why I want this is because I want all that information to be passed nicely into the actual workflow, which will then be presented into the actual Google Slides presentation. And that's why I need the output to be in the JSON object and then creating key value pairs. And then it's a very nice way to get structured information to be passed within the actual workflow. And so I hope that actually makes sense. And that's the reason why I actually put there, return it only in valid JSON. Now the next module is JSON parse JSON. And so this is essentially what I was explaining to you guys, that it says here JSON string and then result. So I'm getting the text output result and I'm putting it over here. But remember that the output is actually a JSON object that I'm getting, and I'm going to get key value pairs. So this is what I'm actually getting from the AI model. So I just click on save. Now, as you can see, if I actually click over here, I want to show you what I'm actually getting. You can see that here is the actual output. So you can see this bundle over here. I've got the problem, which is actually formatted very nicely. I've got the offer, which is also formatted very nicely. I've got tools over here. So let me say tools. So I've got VAPI there. It got the tool. And then last but not least, I've also got the timelines, which are broken down into actually different stages. And so essentially that's why it was important to really go hard when it comes to prompting within this specific AI model over here. So I passed it over here. I've got it nicely. And then now why this is important is because I'm going to this stage over here. So Google Slides creates a presentation from a template. So I'm going to just select this and then I'm going to explain what this is all about. Now, what I love about Google Slides is that Google Slides allows you to actually insert what is called dynamic data. And so this means that I'm able to actually insert data that doesn't actually exist within a specific template. So I can create a template within Google Slides, whether it's like presentations or like proposals or whatever the case might be, but I can actually present information that's coming from another place and transfer it into that actual template in real time, and that's like automated. So let me show you guys what I mean by this. And so this is the template that I use for my specific example. You can see here that here it says company name and then it says attention. So you can see that this is not, specific information that's coming from a specific company or a specific person from that specific company. No, you can see that I've included what is called dynamic tags. So it's here, curly brackets, 2 at the beginning and 2 at the end. And this is how you create dynamic data. So it's company name, attention, and then this is the second slide. So you can see that this is problem over here. So that's a dynamic tag. You can see what we do. So here at the bottom, you can see there's offer, and then this slide over here, you can see what are the tools that I'll be using. So I think that this is just a full circle moment for you guys, because you can see that at the beginning, you can see what was the output, but then now you can see what is happening on the back end and what template I'm using because of dynamic data. So this is tools. Then you can see here, this is the timeline. So stage 1, so you can see this has tags. So stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4. And then last but not least, you can see this is the cost. So the cost that I put from Google Forms will come into here, and this is just the end of the template. So guys, this is just a very draft template. This is not a template that I use. It's not a serious template. This is just for demonstration purposes. And so I'm going to go back to my workflow, and essentially this is what I'm doing. I'm creating a presentation from a template. And so what am I doing here? I am giving it a title, so proposal document for, and then I need the name of the actual prospect, and then I'm choosing the actual document. So here you'll select presentation ID, and there usually will be a drop down. So you click on the drop down and then you select the actual document that you are using. So I just selected proposal generator. That's the name of my actual document, which is from Google Slides. And then here you'll see that these under values, these are the dynamic tags that actually come out. And this actually gives you a nice hint. It says here, if the presentation contains tags like name, they are retrieved below. And these are the tags that are retrieved below, as you guys can see. So I've got company name, attention, our company, problem, offer, tools, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, as well as cost. So these dynamic tags are not actually going to show if you don't actually insert them within Google Slides. You need to first insert them within Google Slides, and then they will actually appear when you're configuring this module. Nice. And then this is the drive location and where I'm going to actually store this specific document. So I'm just going to save it. And then once the presentation is created from that actual template, what I need to do is now I need to download a file. And all I need to do is 2 things. I need to map the file ID, and also need to then configure the conversion. And so the file ID will just be the presentation ID. So whatever I'm getting from the previous module, I'm going to then insert the presentation ID over here so that I can actually retrieve that specific proposal document. So if you go down below over here, we see a part that says convert Google Slides files to format. And so you can actually convert Google Slides into PDF or MS PowerPoint. It's up to you. But for this example, I just said PDF. And so that's why at the end you saw a PDF attachment. So I'm just going to click on save. and boom, I've actually downloaded the file coming from Google Slides. Now, why is this essential? Why do I actually need this step? I need this step because it's a very nice way to actually, in a smooth way, just actually get that specific document into the last module when I send it over to the prospect. So it will map out very nicely if I actually download the file. I'll just run into problems and issues if I actually don't include this module over here. So it's important to actually include this module, which is download a file, and then it will be easier to actually insert it in this module over here. And then before I actually go into the last module, I'd also like to add the importance of actually adding a delay between the point in which you actually submit the form within Google Forms and then when you actually send it to the potential prospect. I don't know about you guys, but it will be actually very strange and weird if you actually send the proposal document almost immediately to the actual prospect or to the customer. I would suggest that you actually add a delay, maybe 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes, an hour, not too long, but it also mustn't be like too fast. So I believe that you must just strike a balance. And in order to do that within make.com, all you need to do between these two modules, you need to right click, and then you're going to add a module, and then you're going to search for tools. This is one way of doing it. So this is built in, it's native, and then you're going to select sleep. Okay, and then you can see it's a delay, and then you can actually insert the amount of delay that you want in seconds. Once this module is executed, then it's going to carry on the workflow. So you can actually duplicate this, you can add multiple of these, but I think adding a delay will just make sure that this is an absolute perfect automation. Right, now let's go into the last one, which is Gmail send an email. So this is the part where we're actually sending the relevant information to the potential prospect. So you can see that the recipient email address, I'm getting this from Google Forms. Then here it says subject, so proposal form, first name. So this is my subject of my email, and the body type, it's going to be text. So you can see here it says, hey there, first name. So I'm getting that from Google Forms. Thanks for the call. As discussed, attached is proposal for your perusal. Looking forward to hearing from you. Best, dream team. Awesome. So that's my body. So then I'm going to skip all of this over here, and then I'm going to go all the way to attachment. So it says here file, and then as I said, guys, it says Google Drive, download a file. So it just maps out the file very, very nicely. And then remember that it's not actually in PowerPoint format, but it's actually in a PDF. So the actual Google Slides has been converted into PDF. And so that is what's happening over here as an attachment. Then once you're done with doing that, you're just going to click on save, and voila, that's it. This is how you can build an automated sales proposal workflow leveraging Google Slides, make.com, as well as Google Forms. If this video was helpful, please let me know in the comment section below. If you want more videos like this and you have ideas of what I can actually share in terms of my content, please also let me know. I'd be more than happy to do that. Please also don't forget to share, to like, and also to subscribe to my channel for more AI automation content. And again, if you want this blueprint, you can check the link down below in the description of this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.